Hey, how you doing? My name is Anthony Gray. Welcome to yet another thrilling episode of Grayscale Painting. All right, I guess we're gonna just continue with that trend of basic landscapes, and I thought I'll do one with a mountain scene in it, and we'll concentrate on different aspects on the traditional landscape painting. All right, okay, so I'm starting with a bare bones 12 by 12 inch canvas panel. Now, I didn't put anything on this, but we're gonna do it right from the very beginning. So I'm gonna put a little bit of medium on the board just to help the paint flow and move around. I would deal with heavy body acrylic paint. And what I'm using right now is craft paint mixed with vegetable glycerin, which essentially will operate the same way as liquid white would do in oil paint. All right, and so it's pretty much a 60-40 mixture of paint and glycerin. All right, okay. Now, when using white or whatever color you choose for your base medium, keep in mind that your paint will take on some of the color of that medium. So just a little heads up. So I'm using white, which will match perfectly well with whatever background I choose to do with it. Now, I have paint mixed in with the glycerin, so it will dry a little quicker because of the paint base. But a little bit of glycerin goes a long way, trust me. And you just cover it with a nice thin coat of it. All right, and that's about it. And you can use the famous patented finger test. I had to make sure you just got just enough on. All right, okay. We're gonna take a look at the messy palette that I have down here that I used from previous projects, but I still had paint on there that I didn't want to waste, so we just use what we have down there. All right. Okay, let's take a look at the palette down there. We have phthalo blue, cad yellow, we got ultramarine green, dioxazine purple, orange, got a little bit of white, and some I think that's burnt umber there. All right, okay, so let's start off, I guess, with a nice little sky. I'll use the same this is my go-to brush. It's a 2-inch flat brush. All right, I guess I'll do a little different sky today. We'll start off with a little bit of phthalo blue. Now remember, this is white mixed in with glycerin, so it's going to take on the properties of that white. So I'll just come up here on the top, throw a little bit of blue here in the corners. All right, well, obviously make that travel up here, something like that. All right. And I will take some dioxazine purple, why not? And we'll throw the dioxazine purple in there. Mix it right in there, make it nice and pretty. Just like that, bring it down a little bit. Something like that, okay? All right. I may want to brighten that up just a tad. Kind of beef it up a little bit in there. Something like that. We're going to blend all this together. Okay. Now I can take this and just blend it all the way down. It kind of doesn't matter. It's just, keeps from looking at a blank canvas down below. Just like that. And it cleans off the mess off the brush. Editing. All right, let's take, I'll take a mop brush, one of these guys. Now, my particular favorite to do with a brush like this is basically to go in circles with it. It takes out the streak marks, obviously. Now, when you use glycerin, okay, and you use a soft mop brush like this, it's essentially a makeup brush. All right, use very light strokes, go in a circular motion. It really just takes out the streak marks and it blends these colors together. I kind of like the activity that's going on with it right now. But if you want certain areas blended more than others, you just put on a little weight to your brush strokes. All right, put a little pressure on it, move it around a little bit, because the paint is still relatively wet, loose, and so you can really flow it around. And if you really want to move it around, just keep it still for a little bit. Stay in one spot for a while and it blends right away. There's some color patches in here that I really like and I would like to keep. And you just work at it. Either tight circles or larger circles, up to you. And if you really want to blend it, add a little pressure, but keep the circular motion. You got to keep it moving. All right, just keep it moving, and it will blend and move around on you. Kind of shape it there, and that's basically what I'm doing. There we go. And you can add all sorts of goodies with it, up to you, however you want to do it. I'll probably leave it alone like this. That looks pretty neat. So we got our movement going. I'm just wiping off my brush. I don't think I'll need this out. I can just clean it. I'll add some clouds in that, and I'll show you what brush I use. Now with a mop brush, it retains a lot of water. You might want to hand squeeze some of that water out of there before you go to your beater rack. I have a large beach towel on my lap here. Okay, just fluff it out and your brush should be good as new for the next go around. All right, okay, all right. I think I'll use I'll play with a filbert this time, and we'll zoom this in a little bit, get it in a little closer, because we're pretty much concentrating on the sky for right now. All right, those little sparkles you see up there, it's just the reflectiveness of the glycerin and the light hitting it from that side of the room. All right, okay, so we have now we can work our clouds in with the white here. We can get some clouds maybe in between this blue and the purple a little bit. Okay, really up to you, because it looks like background sky anyway. Okay, so I'll just take just a little bit of white, tip of the brush. Many ways you can do it, up to you. So if I want my clouds to be a little flowing or whatever, something like that. All right, I'll just do it that way. Keep some of that intensity, and then you just kind of wear it away a little bit there. See this? And you shape up your clouds this way. I'll just kind of pat it along there, and as I'm patting along, it blends in with the other colors, and you build just like this. So I guess I'll get some basic shape looking clouds in there like that, stuff that looks like that. All right, okay, another tip of pure white on the brush, and we'll kind of build off of that. I kind of like that, so we'll kind of do some stuff like that, make it disappear right into that white. Drag some of this down, drag some of it down and blend it right into that white, and we'll just keep playing like that for this series of clouds. Now, will a lot of this be seen once I put foreground stuff in it? Maybe not, but right now our main focus is really just a lot of cloud play, and we'll keep it the general, like I say, it's a general basic type of landscape, so we'll just kind of keep it that way. We'll kind of sketch out something here like this, come out like that. All right, and then we'll just kind of, it's that inside, all that white on the inside. We'll keep the outside shape, but we'll just kind of pat away. See this? We'll just pat away some of the white there. Just like that, just gradually mix it right in with whatever corresponding color you got out there. All right, and we're gonna keep building like that. I'm gonna clean off my filbert because obviously it's picking up the residue of the previous colors. Let's get some more white, and watch this. You can bring a cloud in front of that one by just kind of, we'll give it a little dip here and kind of play around and like that. All right, let's bring this downward here, and we're gonna just kind of have a little fun with the clouds and play around. You can add other colors into the clouds if you want to. Up to you. It's your world, your clouds. This is your composition. You do what you feel is right for your painting. All right, and once again, I'm just tapping it in there. It's really soft. This same tapping you can use for texture, also for fur animals. Nice. So it's just a technique, one of many. But I do things in this way just to get you started. All right, I'm kind of geared toward the beginner. You know, I'm gonna take a very soft brush. It's another mop brush. This is a soft one, and I'll just kind of smooth some of those out a little bit there in the inside. Kind of just blend it away. So right now I'm just doing a lot of these for examples. All right, that's all. Just examples. All right, we'll put that guy back. We're going to continue on with our clouds. The glycerin is really assisting in a lot of this. Okay. All right, let's go on up here. Let's kind of have one like this, and he's kind of lumped around, like something like that. Right there. And we'll just kind of, now you got that purple back there, so this guy's going to be obviously have a purple tint to him. And basically I'm just dragging some of that color, that purple, come up in here, up in here. We're going to add more white to this, and I'm just really just shaping things out here. All right, now we're going to brighten bits of that. I'm going to just get a little more white, and we'll pop it in there like that, add a little body to it, and we'll come off to the side there. Get a little more white, because it's going to be a play off that blue, a play off the purple, just like this. And just tap away, just like that. Just like this, okay? And you're incorporating some of that blue, some of that purple. All right, kind of thin that out a little bit, shape it like so. Come on down in here. Now remember that small mop brush I had? Once again, it's essentially a makeup brush. And now I can kind of, see, fluff, thin it out, add pressure, blend it. See that? Go in any which direction you feel. That'll help you out. I can kind of fluff out some of those edges there. Make those edges. But you can still see the workings of the clouds, and you're really the values and the tones. Okay. All right. I don't think I need to really add anything more to it. I think I want a nice bright patch though. And we're just going to get a little more white. And I want a nice circular patch of bright right up in here. And then I'll just kind of, see this? Right up in there. Okay. And then I'll just kind of smooth it out a little bit. Don't necessarily want to get rid of the intensity of the brightness, but I just wanted something there. Okay. All right. Don't necessarily need anything in there. I kind of like what's going on up in there. All right. Okay. Let's get a mountain started. I think I'll do it with a brush. I usually will do it with maybe a 3/4 inch brush today. And if you you know, you got a nice 3/4 inch brush, make sure you get yourself a brush that maintains a pretty decent edge. Nice firm edge on it there. All right, I'll show it to you here. See that nice sharp edge there? Yeah, like that. Get yourself one with a nice firm edge. Okay, let's get a mountain mix going. I'll use a little bit of this umber, nice dark color here. And we'll throw a little purple in it, umber. Nice deep dark mix here. Okay, that should work for a nice little mountain mixture. So it's a Dioxazine purple, little umber. All right. Okay. I think we'll put our mountain here on the edge. Once again, I'll zoom in a little bit so we can kind of concentrate more or less on the mountain. So I guess we'll get the mountain probably started here. Now, the best thing for your mountain, really, if you notice here, something like that, and then we'll kind of, because I want my mountain a little craggy looking, and try to maintain some of that darkness. Something like that, and then we'll kind of maybe fade him out that way. And since I have the brush, I can kind of, you know, move it around. So you make your mountain as large as you want right now. I'm just kind of bringing that out a little bit. So we'll keep it somewhere around here, and we'll fade the rest out. All right. I can probably just use what I got here and just kind of very lightly with the same brush, and I'll just kind of fade that mountain out like it's going to disappear into the clouds there. That's kind of, and you vary your pressure. Okay. Kind of fade him out at the end here, just like that. Something like that. Just kind of fade him out. Something like so. And it's just, like I say, it's just the background of the mountain. You keep it fairly dark. All right. Okay. And we'll make, some of that disappear in there. And the most important part of the mountain is the shape in here. All right. I could probably do to have this a little darker, but we'll keep it pretty much like that. So I got the mountain mixture here. Look down here with me. All right, I'll add a little white to that mountain mixture there. Just like that. I'll probably add a little more, a little touch of white and a little touch of brown in it. All right. There we go. Thin it out there, drag it out. Get your nice little swipe, like so. All right, let's work on some texture on this fella. I can kind of see where I want little peaks to go with this fella, so I'll kind of create a nice little peak here, and we'll kind of drag it out this way, and we'll kind of pull them this way, like that. Let that paint break. See that? Very nice little swipe across. Let the paint break a little bit. Come out here. Come out here. Just let it break and do all sorts of little interesting things there. But just let that paint break. Let it happen. We'll come here, add a little bit. Come here. Just let the paint break. Let it do what it will. You get all sorts of interesting, nice little shapes going on with it. Come out here with it. We're going to add the dark part, don't worry. But right now we're just kind of concentrating on letting that break in. Nice unusual things happening. Oh, we'll come out here. Come out here. Give it a little press, fade some of that. All right. Let's go with a little bit of umber. I'll spread the umber out here, and maybe just a slight touch of blue in that umber. Just a little bit of a darker edge to it. Let's get a little more blue in that. A little brown. Yeah, that'll do good. I just keep stirring it. Okay, that looks like it will work fine. All right, and we're gonna pull that out a little bit. Get a nice deep mix for your darker color. Take a little swipe across, and we'll work with the dark half. And we do pretty much the same thing. You let the paint break. Come right next to your darker color, let it break. You don't necessarily want to get rid of your base color. Okay, and you're gonna add, as you can see, you're adding a little dimension to your mountain. All right, let the paint break, let it have a little fun, just like that. All right, and generally you go in the opposite direction. You go to the lower right, just like so. All right, and getting another little swipe of paint going across, and we're gonna add some of that dark over here. Get some little dips, just little. See this? Little valleys there. The more you do it, the more comfortable you'll get with it. Okay. Don't be afraid to kind of add little curves to it. You mix a little bit of it into your brightness, to your bright color. And come down below here, add some love down here. So get some dips and valleys going down in there. And we're gonna blend all of this. Lightly blend this fella right out. I'm gonna get some extremely bright white, add some snow caps to this guy right here on the left hand side here. So you add a few of those guys in there. Okay. And usually around where the peaks would be, you would add these fellas. And come on around here, add a few of those nice little highlights in there, just like that. All right. Now, let's work with fading some of that bottom out there. I'll take the same 2-inch brush, and what we're going to do is when you do this, you just lightly tap, but you're following the path of your mountain. Okay, come down here, and you just kind of tap and blend it out like that. The key to it now, you can use the same brush. Let's aim the camera down a little bit. Use the same brush if you would like, but if you're unsure, use a softer brush, and you just blend. See this? Go up into your mountain just a little bit. Be very gentle. See, you're fading some of that detail, and that's just creating atmosphere for your mountain. Okay. Come on down here a little bit. Especially toward the base, you can kind of work it in there pretty strong. And then that's it. Now don't worry about anything down below. Okay. See? You work that mountain right in there. Like it's coming out of nowhere. Okay. There we go. I'll go back to my filbert. We're going to take a little bit of my white paint. All right. And we'll create a little bit of a little mist right up in here. Just like this, I'll just scumble in some cloud play in there. Right up in here very lightly. See this? Blend it right in with the other guys. See this? Just blend it right on in there. See, you can mix it in with the other clouds. Okay, and that's basically what I'm doing. I'm just kind of adding a little mist, a little fun down here. I'm wearing off the paint down below. And really up here is where you want the soft stuff. You vary your hand pressure. You follow me? So you're getting very different shades and tones. Different variances of the white. The white's mixing in with the mountain color. Okay. I can lightly tap some of that up in there. And just get a little bit of brightness in a couple of these little patches in there, little patches of bright there. Just like this. Get some more white. Have a little fun with it. Come on in here. Just like that. Don't worry about down below. It's really up top that you want some of these variances happening up in here. Tap it away. Like I said, you don't want to kill the intensity of some of that brightness. All right. Don't think so hard into it when you do this. Just enjoy yourself, have a little fun. The more you do it, the more confidence will build in you. Okay. I'll take the same large brush and very gently, I'll start from the bottom here. I'll start from the bottom. Just like that. And very lightly, very light, very light, very light. You just kind of wisping and smoothing some of that out there like that. All right. Okay. All right. We'll pull back out and you see exactly what I'm talking about here. Let's pull this out a little bit. And there's your mountain back there. Okay. Delve into our brown. We're going to go over here with the same kind of mountain mix here. We'll put the brown in there. It's going to be kind of a brownish green. Okay. I'll use a little bit of water to thin up my paint, loosen it up a little bit. And these are distant trees, not much detail. You want to really emphasize more or less the shape of the mountain, of these smaller hills here. Okay, so we'll do it like this. We'll come here from this side. All right, and we'll kind of get a little hill shape here, come down, come back up a little bit. And I'm mainly interested really in the top part here. Make them look like somewhat like trees there. I'll brush some up a little bit. Get some a little higher than others. Something like that. All right. And we'll build some of that darkness here for these trees. We'll do it like this. And essentially I'm just blocking in color. This kind of grayish blank type of color here. Okay, and I'm just patting it in there. So it's got a textured look to it. We'll add different colors within all of this. Okay, I'm going into my brown. I'm going into my previous color that I had made before. A little slight touch of water just to loosen up that paint a little bit. Okay. And we'll continue on. Just like that. Just get that past, see the little tree-like shapes that's happening there. Don't try to make the color even all the way around. Don't do that to yourself. Keep it very interesting. Add it in, add them dark spots in there, and then you kind of pat some away. Give a little bit of differences in tree formations in your topography or the building of your trees, your little land mass there. Okay. I say we're gonna add other colors in this guy, but something like so. All right, let's go for a more traditional greenish type of look. I'm just using the ultramarine red now, and we're gonna do the same thing, but we do it in patches. So maybe you get some of that nice green up in here like this. Look, watch, in patches. Some of these might be evergreens that are still holding on strong. Okay, just like that, just interesting little groupings. Okay, come here, maybe put some in the plains back down here like this. Yeah, all right, add some variance in color. All right, now you have the look of far away trees on the hill. Okay, definitely in front of this mountain because of the fog and the mist or whatever back there. Okay, all right, let's add a little bit of a little touch of orange, and we're gonna put some white in there just to brighten up a little bit. Now the brighter you go, the less of it you need. Just do it in cute little patches. So let's do the patches a little bit more toward, just like this, more toward the sunlit area. So we add some of them in here like this. All right. Let's put some here, but have them go downward. Have the path kind of lead in the other direction where the light is hitting, more or less. Just like that. And we'll pop a couple up here, but always aiming downward and always going to the left there. So we got little glances of little sunlight hidden here and there. Okay, just like that. All right. All right. Let's take some, I should just use the same brush, really, I'll just use the same brush. Well, I'll just use a larger fan brush. We'll build some land going across here. Let's go into our blue. Add something, a little blue in here. And get a little bit of that ultramarine. Get a little bit of yellow in there. And a little touch of that umber, which is going to add more to that green. We'll just darken it up a little bit. All right, we're coming down here, and we're just going to we're going to add some more grass up this way. A little foreground stuff happening here, and I'm just really blocking it all in. Okay, we'll block it in here. I don't really want to drag the paint. Still want to kind of add some texture, and that's basically all I'm doing. Something like that. Bring some of this down. We're just blocking all of this in. Block it all in. We're gonna lightly tap some of that love in here. Get a little, just not make it so abrupt. Mix it in there with that brownish. Okay. Just like that. Okay. And we'll come back down here. Now I'm going to take some brown, some of that ochre, and we'll just mix it right on the brush, right on the border. We'll mix some of that deep. It's mixing in with the green anyway. So now you're going to get a deeper foreground, and I'm just mixing as I'm painting. And this is just the ochre, umber, excuse me. Umber doing its thing right down to the very bottom. If you notice, I didn't add any border to this painting. Very lightly on my touch, going into the other green. Come over here, add a little bit of love up here, and you drag some of that love back down here. Just a little bit like that. Okay, there. Let's cover it right up. Just like that. A little bit of our foreground happening here. So, what are we going to do with all that land there? Well, we can start adding little highlights, cute little thingies in there. We'll take I'll still take the same fan brush. We'll go into a little bit of you know what? Let's take a little bit of orange. It's got some red up in it, and we'll kind of pop some white in there. Okay, and we'll put in some little bit of brightness in there, just like this. So we'll get some colorful flowers in there like that. Okay, and we'll kind of play around in here a little bit of a nice little patch. See this little patch of love in there, here and there. We'll put some on the far end there. Well, it takes a few little touches. All right. Okay. I got some red in there. I didn't know I had that much red playing around in there. So we'll deal with a little bit of red too. Get some, brighten up with a little bit of white, and we'll throw some cute little red things in there like this. Okay. Like that. We'll come out here. We'll get a little hill going with this batch of red. Don't drag it, just tap. Like that. And we'll kind of, okay. Pretty cool. I'll pop some in here, maybe a little bit. All right. You know, it would be interesting to have some nice little bluebell looking things in there. Okay. All right. Let's dip a little bit of white, and we'll go into our phthalo blue with a little bit of white, and we'll throw some bluebells in there. Bluebells are always cool, and we kind of pop those guys in there like that. Just like this, and we'll kind of bring a couple of those guys up in here a little bit. Gotta kind of pump it up with a little bit of white, let them show through here. All right, pop in some of them fellows in here like this. All right. All right. So you guys got a nice little meadow going on there. Interesting little meadow happening there. All right, let's pull back a little bit. Let's see what we got. We'll raise it up, and this is what we have so far. All right, we'll adjust the there. We'll adjust that a little bit. Get my head out of the frame. Okay, so we got a nice little meadow. You know, we got little things happening right there. Let's take a 1/2 inch brush. Very tranquil, peaceful little scene. But of course, we're gonna interrupt all that peaceful, tranquil scene with some man-made objects. You know, so let's take a little bit of this umber here. All right. You know, we'll add I think we'll add a post in there. We'll have it nice. We have it nice and gated off. Why not? I think we'll have it kind of. We'll make it kind of. We'll have it gated off, but I guess I won't make it too gated off. We'll put it right here. Now you might not, it might not show too great until I darken it, but we'll get the main post right about there. All right, now it's because the paint's still wet, so we'll accommodate as we move along. So we got posts right here. And we're working with a little perspective. We'll put this other guy right here like this. So they get a little shorter and a little closer the further they come away. Okay. So we're gonna right now start building on these. I'll have one kind of go crooked the other way like that. We'll have them go this way. I usually have them turn another way, but we'll do it this way. We'll have them crooked going that way. We'll be building up the color on these as I move along, because like I say, it's got the glycerin on it, and it's got the there, darken it up a little bit. And as we move along, okay, they get shorter and shorter as we go further up. And I'll show you here. And with this brush, it's relatively easy to do so. And they get shorter and thinner as they go further away from us. That's how you work your perspective in there. Okay. And keep working at it there. Keep working. And we'll get some going that way. We'll have it kind of go up the hill here. Just like that. All right, so we got one. We could probably have a thicker one, taller, thicker one right here, right at that edge there. Just right in here. Interesting highlights are going to happen as we do this, so don't worry. Once again, I'll strengthen it with that brown. The glycerin will keep this stuff kind of wet for a little bit there. Just like that. I'm trying to get my head out of the shot. Sorry about that. But you kind of see the path there. Okay, obviously I can add another one if I want. I think this fence will be just perfect. I will have it come right to the end like that. All right. Let's play with a little bit of believe it or not, even though I'm like toward the end of this painting, I still need white, believe it or not. So I gotta crank open the jar just for a little bit of white paint. I didn't have enough. I think that should cover it right there, what we have. Okay, I think I got enough for us. And we're going to take a palette knife. It's the same palette knife, and we'll start putting a little highlight touches. Now remember your highlights. You gotta look at where the light source is. Look where your mountain is. Okay, and that's where you're gonna aim some of those highlights. All right. Now I'm gonna take a little swipe of orange. I'm sorry, white. All right. Get a little swipe across, and you just tap in your highlights. Tap those guys right in real gentle, like just like that. Get that little wood grain feel on these guys. Tap them in a little bit. Okay, just like that. Put it right in there. You either drag it down like that, or you slightly go across. It's really up to you. Okay, and all you need really is just a thin amount of paint there for it. Don't make them perfect. Okay, they don't need to be. Just like that. Make them really kind of rough looking. Okay, and it takes a thin amount of paint and just a touch. And that's basically what I'm doing here. All right, and as they get shorter and shorter, all it takes is really a line. Okay, now as they get shorter in height, all right, be careful. Okay, then I will probably start using, see, now I can just use simple lines back here. Okay, or I can use the smaller edge of the brush of the palette knife and do the same thing, but you're just using the smaller edge for these guys. back here. Okay, just like that. All right, so you got that nice little trail there. Okay, all right, let's take a script liner and we're going to water down our white, and we're going to add obviously our wires. Okay, let's bring this in for this. You can be really creative with your wiring, and let's do a little bit of that. Let's start first from here. Okay, and you keep it pretty taut right up around here. Keep them fairly thin like that. How many do you need? All right, maybe we'll just kind of do it that way, and you just follow the wiring. Up to you. Follow it. Keep it fairly bright. All right, and you start to kind of curve them like so. All right, you got one here that's kind of curved. Keep it that way. All right, they can get real interesting. You can kind of see this, because they're getting a little closer together. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit more water. I don't want my lines too thick. They get relatively thin as it goes along. Let's kind of really accentuate that one right there. And as you get further along, you see, you can kind of control the path of which way they're going, like that. And it helps trail your eye. Like so. Keep it going. Keep it going right off the page if you want to. Okay. Water it down. Make sure you get your white a nice inky consistency, but still thick enough to maintain its brightness. So you got a little dance going on with the water and the acrylic paint as you're doing this. All right, and we're gonna just keep it moving there. Take it a little closer, a little closer. You might have one that's broken like this. Okay, he might be a little broken over there. So this one's a little busted up there. But it continues on with the other guys. Up to you. Sometimes it takes a little dot there, and they get closer and closer. Okay, something like that. Not done yet. We're going to take that nice watery white, go into some yellow, I'm going to go into a little touch of, well, we'll just use the ultramarine blue. It's all right. And I'm going to get plenty of water. It's got to be an inky consistency for what I'm going to do next. We're going to put some long grass around those posts. Okay. So you come down here and you gently kind of wisp some nice long grass in there. Put it around those poles going in different directions. Come out here like this. Okay, get that paint nice and watery. Okay, kind of put some up here, cross them, bring them different heights. You see this? And different heights. Just like that. Add them in there. Right up around the post there. Continue with that watery mix. Remember, it's a script liner brush, a very thin brush. Okay, and you hold the brush a little further back when you add them in there. Okay, put them right in there. Go crisscross, cross them. Okay. Just keep on crossing. You put some of these guys up in here like this. Okay. There. Pop them in there, here and there. Okay. Just like that. I'll put some of these guys further back around in here. Put some in here. There we go. Like that. Come out up here. Make them a little shorter. Just like that. Come on out here. Make them a little longer. Put them in there. Put a couple of them in here. Okay. All right. Let's see, what else can I add in here? I think we can throw, well, I mean, I can throw a tree in there. Something kind of maybe filling that side. I don't know, because the mountain's pretty much right there, right? Maybe, well, I don't know. As I'm debating it, let's take a little bit of purple. Okay, we'll put the purple right in here. I'm using purple. It makes a nice little, and maybe a slight bit of the umber with the purple. I'm just making some dark texture for this wood in here. Just so, see, just a little bit of dark, just to kind of give a little more depth to that dark part of the posts. All right, you need an equal amount of powerful dark to show off the light. So on the dark part of the post, I'm just getting it a little deeper, and they're in front of us. Therefore, you know, anything in the front like this kind of gotta stand out a little bit, even if it is dark. And it gives you a sense of depth. You still want depth in your painting. Okay, even something so simple as this. Once again, it's a very basic landscape. I think this is something you guys can definitely emulate and do. I would love to see your versions of it. I really would. But there, now that guy's definitely in front. You see? All right, very tranquil, very peaceful scene. Something you would probably just hang in a little office, little spot somewhere, because it's only a foot square. And it's got very interesting colors to it. I don't do too many purple blue skies. And you got your little cloud play in there. All right, there's a bit of a cloud that I would like to touch up a little bit, and I think I'm going to do that while I got this brush. I'll do it with this brush. I just kind of want to beef up a little bit of this cloud right up in here, just like that. Just kind of wake that up a little bit, and I can scumble. See, I can kind of work that in there like this. See that? There, yeah. I might bring it up a little bit, just to add a little activity there. And see, scumble that up a little bit like that. Bring some of that down. Kind of soften that a little bit. Just wanted to wake it up over there a little bit, Okay. And like that. There. I just wanted to bring a little life to that little area right in there. Okay. I think I want to maybe wake some of this up here. Just like that. Just kind of bring it in there. See this? And I'm going to bring some of that brightness down here. Just kind of add a little more oomph to some of these areas. That's all. There we go. Just like so. See? Just wake it up a little bit. Add some brighter patches in there, here and there. Okay, kind of include some of that. And that's all I'm doing is, see, bring it around in there. Just like that. And there. Like that. There. So, all right. I really don't think I have to add anymore. Very tranquil, very, I mean, you know, it's not really much to it than a few brush strokes, a few, you know, tidbits here and there. Okay. All I have to do really is just to add my name to it. All right. Thank you for watching this. Hope you didn't feel I slighted you. But, you know, for techniques and learning how to do certain things to kind of beef up your works, it doesn't take really a super complex painting. I don't think this video is too long, especially when I edit it. So I'll throw a name on it here, and love to hear your comments on something like this, because I really want you guys to, once you finish watching the video, I want you to try to do it. You know, I really do. And throw my beat down number 3 in there. All right, I think that could be made out. All right, there you have it. Once again, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. Obviously, you'll look at a full-fledged photo of this on my Facebook page. Love to know what you think. And until next time.